So it's almost a new year, and I know you're sitting there thinking, ask yourself, oh, what big goals should I plan this year? What goals should I knock out the park since 2020 is coming? But before you set any goals, there are three very important questions that you need to ask yourself. Hi guys, I'm Shari from Mind, Body, Spirit, Bliss, and I'm here to teach you time management tips for the mind, body, and the spirit. But today we're talking about the three important questions that you need to ask yourself before you set any goals this year. So I know New Year's coming, you're thinking new year, new me. Oh yeah, I'm about to get into this gym, about to lose some weight. I'm about to look fly this summer so I can go on these vacations and be in my two-piece and everything else, right? That's pretty much what you're thinking, right? Because I pretty much do the same thing. But before we set any goals like that, there are three important questions that you should ask yourself. Because you want to succeed this year, right? You want those goals to come true. Aren't you tired of those goals being raining dreams? Let's make those goals come true. So let's get in. And before we do me a favor. Hit that bell and subscribe to my channel so that way you're notified of when I put any new videos up. So about this time, everyone's talking about, oh yeah, let's set some new goals, let's lose some weight. Or you're trying to save money, right? That's pretty much the two goals that everybody makes at the beginning of the year. Lose weight and save money. But let me tell you something. That's kind of what I like to call goal mania. Basically, you're setting goals because it's like the it thing to do. But is that goal really for you? Like, is that something that you really want? Yeah, I mean, it may sound good to lose weight, but is it motivating you enough to go to the gym 3 times a week? Or at least once a week? Or do you get started and then you're slack off by like 2 months in? To me, that's saying that goal is not for you. To me, that's saying that you have goal mania and that you're hopping on that bandwagon that everyone's saying, oh, I'm going to lose weight and save money. But guess what? You never succeed in those goals. So the first goal, are your goals for you? So we just talked about goal mania. Those goals aren't really hitting home for you because about like a month or so into it, you give up. Why is that? That's because you're not asking yourself a question. You're not asking, is that goal for me? You're pretty much just going with what everybody else says. And you're just doing it because everybody else is doing it. When you should be having a goal that's just for you. A goal that motivates you. A goal that moves you. And you need a goal that inspires you. Because if your goal is not waking you up every morning and pushing you forward and making you strive for it, then guess what? That goal's not for you. So that's question number 1 that you should ask. The second question you should ask yourself, is my goal smart? I know. Sounds pretty funny saying is my goal smart. But SMART is an acronym. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So what does that mean? That means your goal needs to be specific. So that means your goal needs to be clearly defined and organized. It needs to provide you direction and it cannot be vague. So the next letter, M, measurable. That means your goal needs to have precise measurements and dates, maybe amounts of time. So like, let's say, what's the goal of mine? Oh, a goal of mine is to get 600 subscribers in about 5 months. So hit that bell and subscribe, right? You're gonna do that for me? Let's make Ree hit her goal, right? But anyways, so you need a precise amount of time, or you need a date to hit certain goals, or a length of time. Another thing that I like to do, because I mean, those are all like quantitative measurements. I like to add qualitative measurements to my SMART goal. So that means like, okay, so let's think about a goal. If you have a goal in mind and you're about to achieve it, I want you to think about, what do you hear? What do you see? What do you smell? What do you taste? And how do you feel when you hit that goal, right? Because that, visualizing that goal makes it real. So measuring or making your goal measurable, the M means to add quantitative measurements and qualitative measurements. When you do that, you allow your brain to perceive how it would be when you achieve that goal. And because of that, that means that your brain actually starts to calculate and think, oh, wow, I've really hit that goal. So that gives you more confidence and more boost. And your mind's already like, oh, we already did that, so we could do that again. Let's just go after it, right? So don't forget to add quantitative and qualitative measurements to your goal. Okay, let's go to A, attainable. So how many times have you asked yourself, can you accomplish this goal? Probably not. How many times have you set goals to lose weight or save money, but you pretty much can't save money because your bills equal the amount of your paycheck? Or you can't lose weight because you haven't changed your eating habits, right? So you have to sit there and ask yourself, is this goal attainable? Like, can I attain this goal? You need to make sure that you have the time to do it. You need to make sure you have the resources, such as the knowledge, money, to actually achieve it. Because if you don't, basically you're setting yourself up for failure. We don't want to set ourselves up for failure because, basically that's putting ourselves down. So you need to ask yourself, can I actually attain this goal? Or is this goal out of my league? And guess what? It's okay if you can't attain it right now. It's okay. You can put it on the back burner for later, or you can actually make another goal so that you have the resources so that you can attain goal. But it's okay. All right. So the next one is relevant. R for relevant. You have to figure out if this goal is worth your while. And I think that's where goal mania comes in. It's like, it sounds so good to lose weight, and it sounds so good to be able to fit that bikini because you know that you're going on this vacation, right? And it sounds so good to save that money because, you know what, the holiday time, it means you're probably going to spend a lot more money than what we already have. But that's another subject because we're not going to get into that. We have to make sure our goal is relevant. That means, is it worth our while? Does it, like I was saying, does your goal wake you up in the morning? Does it make you want to get up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and work on it? Because you know at the end of the day after the work, you're going to be tired. You're not going to want to do it, right? You're not going to want to sit up till like 10, 11 o'clock at night trying to figure out how to start this side hustle or trying to go to the gym or something like that. Maybe if you're not motivated enough, if you're not inspired enough, if you're not making the goal that aligns with your values, your morals, or that aligns with the way you want your life to go, guess what? That goal is not relevant for you. You have to make sure that your goal is relevant. Okay, let's move on to T. Timely. You have to set a deadline. No, I'm serious. You really have to set a deadline. Like, no joke. A goal that should take you 3 months should not be taking you a year because you did not set a deadline. You really need to set a deadline. Actually, put that in the comments. Say, I am going to set a deadline. If you do not set a deadline for your goal, you're not going to be pushed enough. You're not going to be motivated enough. You're just actually just going to keep sitting on it and sitting on it and sitting on it and sitting on it and sitting on it. And a goal that should take you, 3 weeks will probably take you, 6 months to a year now? Wasting time. Set your deadline for your goal. Okay, so let's review this. Is your goal SMART? So that means your goal needs to be specific, it needs to be measurable, it needs to be attainable, it needs to be relevant, and it needs to be timely. All right, that was the second question. So the third question that we need to go through is, do you have the right people around you? I know. You've heard the saying, you are the company you keep, and you're pretty much saying, well, I'm not like that girl. That girl's my friend, and she does all this, but I don't do anything like that. Yeah, you may not be like that girl, but guess what? The people that see that you're around her or that you're around that person, guess what they're going to think about you? And I'm not saying that's right, because obviously it's not right, but I'm saying that you are the company you keep. Yes, you may be different from the people that you're around all the time. I'm not saying that you're the same, but other people may view you in a different lens. And I'm not saying that's right, but that's just how it is. So you have a goal that you want to achieve, right? And guess what? Because you have that goal, you're going to need support. And I'm not saying like, I know everybody wants to be independent and do it on their own and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Hustle. But you need support. Okay? You need it. Guess what? If you're going to school right now and you're working and you have kids and anything like that, and you may need to say, honey, you gotta put the kids to bed tonight. You gotta give them a bath because I need to study. Or if you don't even have a spouse, you may be like, hey mom, can you do me a favor? Can you watch the kids? Or can you come over and help me? I have a really important test to take. Or you're not going to be able to go out with your friends all the time. You're not going to be able to go to dinner all the time. Right? And some people understand that and some people don't. This is why you got to have the right people around you, because you need the people that will support you to be around you, right? Because that way they'll continue to help you out when you need help. They'll continue to praise you and motivate you and keep you going when those tough times come and you just really want to quit. And those times happen a lot, right? I'm a mom of 3 young kids, stay at home, starting a business. I'm on YouTube, not even really getting the traction that I thought I would get. And I want to quit, but guess what? My support around me won't let me. And that's what you need too. All right, recap time. So, before you set any goals, there are 3 important questions that you have to ask yourself. Do you remember what they are? All right, let's go through them. Number 1, are your goals for you? Make sure that the goal that you're planning is for you, something that you really want, something that inspires and motivates you, and it's not something that someone else wants for you. Number 2, are your goals SMART? That means your goal needs to be specific, it needs to be measurable, it needs to be actionable, it needs to be relevant, and it needs to be timely. Okay? Make that goal SMART. And number 3, do you have the right people around you? Make sure that you have someone in your corner who will push you when times get hard, who will help you out and not discourage you or distract you. So, what are we going to do before we set any goals? Huh? We're going to ask ourselves those 3 questions, right? Okay, so click that link, get your goal planning workbook that would help you list out the action steps, make your goals SMART, help you set a deadline, help you set a support network, and also it helps you list your obstacles and solutions to them. So this goal planning workbook does so much, I can't even name it all. Just make sure you click that link because it is free. So sign up, get your free goal planning workbook, and don't forget, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, girl, and also click that notification bell for me. All right, I'm Ree from Mind, Body, Spirit, and Bliss.